Hello viewers, we welcome you to yet another episode of DD Meghalaya's Career Guidance Program. In today's episode, we are going to touch upon a very unconventional career option, something which a person does not grow up wanting to become, or everybody wants to become a doctor or an engineer or an IS officer. But today we are going to touch upon a very creative and fine aspect of a career option, and that is a career in fine arts. And for this, today we have with us an expert professional in this field, Ma'am Jaya Kalra. Ma'am, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time. We are so glad to have you in our episode today.
It's my pleasure, Shweta, to be amongst you all.
Thank you. Yeah. So, Madam Jaya Kalra is a renowned artist who resides in Shillong. She is the first artist from the Northeast who has held a solo exhibition in Paris. She is also a representative of Northeast India in the Lalit Kala Academy. Her paintings can be found in the Prime Minister's office and in New Delhi, the President's office, and adorns the walls of several other dignitaries. Ma'am, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time. Please tell our viewers more about yourself, your educational background. Why did you choose this unconventional field as a career option?
Right, Shweta. If you ask me, I'm throughout a science student. I did my MSc in zoology and specialization in fishery, and then I did my B.Ed.
Okay.
And no one can think that after doing all this, that I have come to the art field. But it was my hobby right from the childhood. And I used to paint a lot right from the childhood, the sceneries, greeting cards and all. My father used to send to his friends and bosses, everyone, greeting cards painted by me only. And they all used to respond me.
Okay.
Yeah. So it started from there, and I never thought I'll be an artist. I just kept it as a hobby. That's why I wanted to study science.
Okay.
And after that, when I came to Shillong, before that I was conducting some classes in arts and beautician, which was my hobby. And I was offered a lot of, jobs in Central School, Lady King College for my science academic career. But when I came here and I was getting very bored coming from Delhi side to this side. You can well understand in 1986, it's a long time, and there was hardly anything to do, and I used to get very bored. So my husband brought all my art material from Delhi after inquiring from my dad that what I love to do.
Okay.
And he asked me to paint for myself, and I started painting. It just happened in 92. I was traveling from Delhi to Shillong. And I met a person from the Triveni Kala Sangam. She was a manager over there. I don't remember her name now. And since being in the same interest of subject, we started talking. So she had asked me, why don't you come and have an exhibition in Delhi? So I said, okay, I'll give a thought to it. I came to Shillong. I wanted to ask my husband. I didn't ask him directly because I had a fear. I have not done any course or anything in this field, and it took me almost 6 months.
Okay.
So then one day he said, every time you come and you say that I want to ask you and you don't ask. Today you tell me what you want to ask. I said, no. Then I narrated the whole story to him, and I said, I think I want to have an exhibition. Do you think I'll be able to do? He said, look, it's your work. You know better. Financial, emotional, all support will come from me.
Okay.
But why you want to go all the way to Delhi? Why don't you do it in Shillong? First you start over here. So I said, yeah, that's a better idea. And like I started painting day and night. I hardly used to sleep. You won't believe, like, my son was 1.5 years old, and I was painting, painting, painting like that. And within 6 months, I painted 150 paintings, which I look back now and I really wonder how did I do all that. And the different mediums I did, like right from the oils to the watercolor, on the tin medium, on the tiles and all, like, lot of things. And small tiles. I painted saris, apron, jensems also. Like, the people who can't buy my big work, at least they should move out with something from here. And that was just held for 2 days exhibition in All Saints Hall, and we know how hard it was because we had to arrange panels and lights and everything because there is no exhibition hall, and that time was nothing over there, but it went off very, very successful. And the big paintings, I'm not talking about the small ones, the big paintings, I sold 30 paintings of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the
first exhibition, and the place like Shillong. And like, some people demoralize in the beginning, no, you have chosen a very wrong field in Shillong.
It's a very unconventional
Do you think it is
field,
going to work here? I said, I don't know whether it will work or not. My husband told me one thing: you don't bother about anything. You invested so much money, you did this, whether it will be successful or not, just have fun.
Just enjoy what you do.
Enjoy, yeah. Okay. And like, he is my backbone.
So you had a good support system that
Yes, he and my father, two people, in my life who they have always promoted me, whatever I want to do in my life. They're always being there. So then, like, after that, when this exhibition was successful, after that I never looked back. I went down to Guwahati, after that to Delhi, to Calcutta, then I went to Mumbai, Jahangir Art Gallery, where people dream to go over there, and then to Chennai, and then after that it just happened I got a chance to have an exhibition in Paris. My husband had actually gone there.
He did a solo exhibition.
Yeah, solo exhibition. He had gone there for this football match, like, 98.
Okay.
And from the company he was being sent, like, as this thing. So he was like asking me, why don't you go? It's a Paris, it's a dream place for you. I said, no, you go there and do something for me. So he went there and he spoke to some gallery people over there. I mean, like, it was when he told me and he called me from there, he said, I think we should forget, but 20 years the galleries are booked here. And the amateur artists and all, they have their exhibition on the roadsides. So, but still, like, he went to some galleries and all. It just happened the one day before he was supposed to leave for India. He went to some gallery, very well-known gallery next to the museum. And the person, like, he said, no, our gallery is already booked for 10 years. So he said, just have a look of my wife's profile. So he just took it. He said, I'll collect it tomorrow morning. He just turned the pages and he got so excited. Wow. He said, I really wanted something like this for a long time. I'll give a chance to your wife. I'll cancel some exhibition. I'll give a chance to her. But you can't cancel this exhibition. So, yeah. So then what happened, like, and it was not easier to move to Paris with the artwork and everything. So what happened, like, I asked the gallery owner, I'm finding very difficult. I want to have a show, but it's very expensive. He sponsored me because I applied here in the Meghalaya government for the sponsorship, but I didn't receive any help. So, anyways, when there is a will, there is a way. Yes. So I told him I'm not getting any sponsorship. He said, I can't leave your work like that. I want you to be here, so I'll sponsor you.
Okay. So that's how you went on to do your first solo exhibition in an international platform. So ma'am, coming to the second very important question that I want to ask you. you said that you were very passionate about art. So definitely it came all by practice, you know.
Yes.
But do you think it is important to have a bachelor in fine arts to pursue a career in creative arts? Is it important?
If you ask me, like, yes, I have studied lot of books and all. I have learned the techniques and all, and I have worked with lot of big artists. I had a chance to meet right from M.F. Hussain to Khanna and Tayab Mehta and all these people. So, but the thing is that what I believe in, it is within you. Art has to be within you. Only thing is that it adds grammar. When you go for the education, it adds grammar as well. If you want to go for some job, they look for your degree. Otherwise, if you see the earlier days, artists, it is in the performing art or visual art or any field, they were not trained like that. They were there used to be gharanas and all. They used to the father has given to the son and the daughter like that. Used to pass on to the lineage, right? But it has now it has become mandatory. Like if you go for some jobs or something, where have you qualified? What is your degree like? But there is one very good thing also. There are correspondence courses also.
Ma'am, can you elaborate?
Yeah, IGNOU has, Delhi University has. Okay. You can go like sitting at home, correspondence course you can do. And if you are from the science stream also, you can do it. So there is no dearth of that you can't do arts if you have not taken a BFA degree or BA degree, something like that. So, but it has to be within yourself. Because whoever comes to my institute, I always take their test. I don't just give them admission like that. I don't want children in my institute like the parents want them to be something or like theek hai aap bachcha yahan admit kar dete hain, that way. They should have little passion for art. I want those students.
Ma'am, what do you think are the most important traits that one can identify that, okay, I can take up art? So what, according to you, are the important traits that would make up an artist in future?
Well, see, if you will always have a passion for the art, right? You would like to, creativity is something. It's not only you are painting, you can go for the music, you can go for performing arts or anything, whatever. You will know what you want, as well as your family will also know up to some extent what my child loves. And at that time, you try to, whenever we do the career guidance to our students and all, I do that also. So I ask them, write down what you love to study, what you love to do and all that. And then after that, take out the first 3 things you love to do, and then you choose what is the first thing. But as well, I will guide people, I'll request them, it's not like I want to be an artist because I can paint something. You need to be amongst the artists once or the other time, like you go attend some workshops. If you are not attending yourself, you go and see how the artists are working. So at least you will understand the plus and minus also of that particular field. Because everything looks, the grass is greener from the other side. So you just go and see what is there, and then you go for that particular field. So that is if you want to join, and this is, you check within yourself your interest, that is more than enough. You read about it, you read about the famous artists and all, what they have gone through in their life, their biographies and all that. And you will learn a lot, none of the field is easier. Everything, your dedication has to be there. And I believe in one thing, the first thing comes is the passion towards it. If you have a passion, you can dedicate yourself.
Ma'am, regarding this field of being an artist, it's a very unconventional field, as we've been telling, and we are not much encouraged also to take this up, and even professionals who are in different fields, even if they are into creative arts, they hesitate to dedicate full time into this. So in such a scenario, how would a person tackle such a situation? What would be your advice?
Okay, like in India, still the artists are not that highly paid. See, you have lot of openings. People, like in the older days, the parents used to tell, artist ban ke kya karoge? Like, you just keep it as a hobby, but you pursue a different field, right? As a career. But I can count on my fingertips, there are so many jobs. If you are from a science background also, as I said, you can go through the IGNOU. Otherwise, you can go for the art preservator. If you have a background of science or the chemistry or as a background, you can work as an art preservator, which is the most highly paid job.
So how does one go about becoming?
Well, like after graduation in the field of science, it is must, you have to have a science. And then you go in the Delhi University, there is this modern, museum is there in Delhi. You can apply over there, and it's a 2 years course. They will teach you, since you have a background of the chemicals and everything, as well as they will teach you about the art part also, and then you can go over there. You should have some background of art also, not that just you land up over there, and the colors and all that, and then they will teach you how to preserve it. It's the most highly paid job. Even I wanted to go for that, but it was unfortunate, like I'm staying here in Shillong and staying in Delhi, because you can't do it online or correspondent. You have to be present there. Yeah. So this is one job. If you are from the art field, from the history, you can become an art historian. You have a lot of openings for that. As well as people have this thing, there are two fields. Like in the art, you can become a BA and you can do MA. Right? You can go for any jobs like the banks and life insurance, government jobs and all that. You can apply for IAS and all that also. The same way, if you do, the BFA is a 5 years course, 4 to 5 years course. Then you can do 2 years MFA course also. But at the same time, it's not that if you are done the BFA course and all, you can't join other fields also. You can opt for other fields, but at the same time, you become a full-time artist. You can be, you can work as a teacher. You can open your gallery. You can be a curator. You can be an animation artist. You can work in the industry, film industry. One of my students is working in the ZTV. She's a creative director over there. Yeah, so you can go, all the news channels, they need creative directors, newspapers, they need, so any media channel, they need the creative person, animation and all. You go to the press, where printing presses and all, they need a creative person. There is no dearth of job. Only thing is that to explore it. Even the parents need to know about it, that there are many jobs. See, everyone can't become a doctor or engineer. It used to be earlier that you become a doctor or engineer. But now like people go for the fashion designing, you can go.
Yes, it's part of the creative art.
Part of the creative art. I'm teaching students who they go for their exams for the fashion designing. I teach them, I prepare them. And most of my students are working in the very well placed in England, America, like that. They got a very good jobs over there. Export houses, they need creative people. So there is no dearth. Yeah.
They must be well informed.
Well informed.
If they are well informed.
Yes. Because when you go for the career guidance also, mainly people, they talk about the medical, they will talk about you go for the hotel management, you go for MBA and all these, but hardly is being spoken about the art fields. Yeah.
Very less.
Very less. But it is booming now. This industry is booming. People are becoming aware, they are going. See, being an artist, there are advantages and disadvantages.
Yes, that was my very next question to you. If you
Yeah.
could enlighten our viewers on the conveniences and the inconveniences that you might
Yes.
have faced and one can face.
First, I'll talk about the disadvantages.
Okay.
Then I'll come to the
Then
better
we can
part.
come to the optimistic part.
Disadvantages is like that, we get so lost in our work. We sometimes we want to finish something and like so engrossed, we forget about everything about the outside world, right?
Yeah.
And what happens, the artists, if you see, usually they are not very social.
Yes.
Because they are in their own world. And what happens socially also, if you see, like people perceive them very differently. Politically also, they will perceive, they have no voice. They think like that.
Okay.
Because they think artists live in their own world. But it's not that, they are not aware of what is happening. But they are very true from the heart. What they want, they'll speak the truth. They will say it should be like that, which is actually not accepted to the masses. So what happens, then they are socially or this thing not accepted. And if you see in our country, like artists are not given that much weightage. If you are not famous.
Yes.
Yes. You may see the artists which are not very famous, but they create much better their works than the famous artist also.
Now, especially with social media,
Yes.
artists who have lakhs and lakhs of
To spend,
likes, follows and likes
Yeah.
on Facebook, they are deemed as being more,
More,
better in
better
the field
artists.
than people who don't have any following.
Yes.
But that is
Yes.
not the case
Yes.
in most cases. I mean to
Yes.
say.
People ask me when I had my exhibition, why you have chosen to start from Shillong. It's just a very small place. Delhi is such a big place, you will get more recognition. I said, Shillong is a small place, but I will merge out much better. People will know me much better because in a big place, I will be lost. So let me do it in my place, people let me know me, then I'll move to the other places. And this place has given me a lot. It's given me a lot because if I say that I started my career from here, I became known to people, people accepted my work, then I opened my art institution 25 years back. This year we completed 25 years of our art institute of Jharoka. So a lot of students, if I'll say that most of the students in the society who they love art have come to me and they have learned from me, and which makes me feel so proud. And many have grown so big, I don't identify, and they come and they just hold me, they hug me and they say, ma'am, you don't remember us, we passed out, and they send me the messages from all over. And that is I say that's my earning,
The price, it's priceless.
Yes.
So, ma'am, coming to the role of mentorship.
I didn't say the advantage.
Yes.
The advantage of if you are your own you are your own master. You are not bound. Okay, you can do. If you are working under someone, yes, you will be time bound. And art is something, it has to come from within. You can't do it forcefully. But when you have the target to finish, so then what happens when you are time bound, it becomes a little difficult. So that is the advantage, if you are of your own. And being an artist, the other advantages is you can put your voice through your medium. Because I believe the writers have a power in their pen, we have in our brush.
Yes.
And the visual medium hammers very strongly, very strongly. So we can give our messages to the masses. Yeah.
Even without being vocal,
Yes.
we can,
Yes.
by means of expression.
Yes. Yes.
So, ma'am, we were talking about mentorship. How important is mentorship to thrive in this field? Often people give up, saying that we are not getting very good responses, or what is it that keeps a person going, and what is the role of mentorship in this field?
Okay. See, the thing is, as I said, you go to the schools or the colleges, what you get, the mentorship. The same thing if you go to the private artist also, they will teach you the same thing. Okay. College, schools, they have particular course, they'll follow that. Okay. And the same thing, your mentor will also give you. Like in our institute, what I have done from the school and the colleges, okay. I have taken the course and I have combined them. So my small students also knows what the college student knows. I give them all that together. So it's not like, there are many things like it's not very important which we study and all that. I tell them history you can study at home and you can come and discuss with me. But I'll give you which is most important for you. That way. So mentorship is important in that way. But if you have a knack for reading also, you can read yourself. Yeah. I wanted to, in fact, I also wanted to go to learn, I wanted, but it was unfortunate. I enrolled also, it didn't happen actually. And one thing I feel it's better it didn't happen because I'm more wild in my work.
Yes.
Usually I can see the brush strokes of brush and I can tell the people he's from Shantiniketan, he's from JJ School of Arts and all. Yeah, because from their strokes I know. Because they follow that particular style. But I don't follow any style. Okay. And I tell my students also that yes, there are things you can make, like there are some grammars you have to follow. But that doesn't mean one person follows that. So you have to go through that only. You follow your own style.
Exploring.
Yes, it's very important. Who they come to me also, I tell them, you have learnt a lot, leave my hand now. Be yourself. You have to explore yourself. So, because, I want them to see rising and if out of hundreds and hundreds, 2 or 3 also become artists. I suppose my, this thing, it's worth teaching people and it's a teaching is a wrong word. I'm not a teacher actually. I'll say that it's within them. I bring it out. I bring it out and brush it off. That's all. That's my job. I do it.
So, ma'am, what would be your closing advice to the upcoming aspiring artists? What advice would you like to give?
Well, that's a very good question. My advice to the upcoming artist, don't give up. Generally what happens, when we start expecting a lot in the beginning itself. We feel that we are not accepted. Generally what happens, the trained artists have that thing and they will let you feel that, you don't stand anywhere. But that's not the case. Keep that faith within yourself. You can. And don't expect if you have produced some pictures, your paintings have come out well and all that. Why I'm not selling? Why, how, a lot of artists, they make that mistake in the beginning itself. After 2 years, 3 years, they think I have to sell. Okay, if I make and they start comparing how much I'm making, how much I'm spending. I understand their feeling also because they're spending so much on this. Art materials are very, very expensive. This art hobby is very expensive. So if you are aspiring to be in this field, so you have to spend. Don't expect that you will have a good amount of money in the beginning itself. Gradually, first you make yourself stand, make your name, you let people know you through your work, not making and promoting yourself through the media or something. You let people should see your work and say, this is this person's work. It should be like that. And then after that, you think about money. Till today, when I have my exhibitions, I don't think about money which is going to come in. I just give my best. So do that, give your best. The time will come for you also, and you will do the best. So never ever give up. I never gave up. There were instances like, if I would have been weak from inside, I would have given up, but I never gave up. And today I'm in front of all of you, and and still I'll keep on doing my work the way I'm doing right now.
So viewers, have the faith, keep the faith in yourself and never give up. Thank you so much, Jaya ma'am, for sparing your valuable time. We wish you all the best. And viewers, I hope you learned something from today's episode, and I hope you benefit in your future endeavors. Thank you so much, and keep watching DD Meghalaya.